McLaren has always known how to make radically fast cars. From the first 12C in 2011 to the fearsome P1, it knows how to make wheels spin quickly. And now there's a new one, the 720S. This is the first of the second generation of what McLaren calls its Super Series cars, which means there's a new architecture, a new carbon cell to keep its occupants safe, but also it's thin enough to give them a near as damn it 360-degree view. It's got a lower engine for a lower centre of gravity, a new infotainment system, and, as you can clearly see, a pretty awesome new design language. Now, before we get to the performance stuff, we spoke to Rob Melville, McLaren's chief designer, who's going to tell us a little bit more about the car.
We've created an award-winning design identity, but we knew with this project the time was perfect to really create a new chapter in the evolution and development of our design language. And we've done that by being incredibly bold and brave in all the decisions we've taken, and ultimately that's led to what I believe is an incredibly creative and innovative car sat beside me. Okay, so the first key feature we call the eye socket, and here we've integrated the dynamic LED headlamps into the socket as part of the aerodynamic system. And you can see here just how intricate and stunningly sculptural this feature is. It genuinely adds functionality to the car, it improves the performance of the vehicle. The next key feature, how do you cool 720 PS without any visible side air intakes? Our answer was to unpeel the car. So we've effectively created two skins to the door, and this allows us to separate the high energy air that flows over the front shoulder down into the side radiator, very deep, from the turbulent lower body side air that comes off the front wheel. And you also realise we've created this very beautiful door design, and this allows us to take the turbulent air and tuck it into the body side. Now the doors, stunning dihedral doors, as you'd expect. But we've taken the door design up and over into the roof. This really creates a very large opening, incredibly easy to step in and out of the car. And what's more, we've designed the doors so they open 15 centimetres closer to the body. So tight parking space is no longer a problem. And then as we move around to the rear, probably one of my favourite views of the car, it looks so incredibly wide, extremely exotic with these really broad shoulders. And you have this fantastic teardrop cabin that comes down between all these shrink-wrap body panels to this full-width, fully integrated rear wing and air brake. You have the ultra-slim LED light blades across the rear, which really accentuate the width. The twin centrally mounted exhausts, which add this, I think, real race car purposeful look. And then back up on the rear deck, you can probably see here if you look in, we have the visible engine bay, but we've also illuminated this. So even at night, you can see all that fantastic technical detail. Before we go back to the interior though, I just want to talk about the cabin, or what we call the glass house. You can see what I mean by glass house when we've even glazed this area we call the C-pillar. Traditionally this is solid, but we've been able to create very slim sections in all the pillars because we're using carbon fibre. The reason we've done this is to create this incredible 360-degree field of view when you're sat in the car. We have perfect driving position, intuitive ergonomics, stunning folding driver display. So when you go into track mode, you can fold the large format screen away. You can take advantage of this ultra slim screen, minimal distractions, let you focus on the driving experience and on the track. Incredibly rich graphics throughout all the screens. It's all part of our new infotainment system we're calling McLaren Driver Interface. Everything in this interior, ultimately, the quality of the materials, the smells, machined from solid aluminium controls, it all builds to create extremely engaging cabin, but ultimately puts you at the centre of the action.
Now, time for the performance stuff, my favourite bit. Power, 720 horsepower, obviously, 710 brake horsepower. It's got 568 pound-foot of torque. Now, all of that means it'll get from 0 to 62 in 2.9 seconds, 0 to 124 in 7.8 seconds, and 0 to 186 miles an hour in 21.4 seconds. Its top speed is an amazing 212 miles an hour. Unsurprisingly, the new McLaren is quite fast. That'll be in part down to its 4-litre twin-turbo V8 engine. It's an evolution of the 3.8-litre twin-turbo V8 engine that we all know and love, but 41% of it is new. The biggest story though is its new twin-scroll turbochargers. Now that's something that not even the P1 got. McLaren selectable drive modes are all present and correct: comfort, sport and track. but there's a mode in there that allows you to tell the car just how far out you want its arse to slide before it'll put you back into check. Essentially, McLaren has given it a Chris Harris mode. How cool is that? It is for track use only, obviously, but because this is a proper supercar made by proper supercar people, you can just turn everything off and freestyle it. And talking about proper supercars, let's talk power to weight. The 720S has 561 horse per tonne. Now compare that to the 650S, that had 485 horse per tonne. The improvement compared to the old car in here is enormous.